There are two retirement accounts quietly shaping millions of American lives right now. One gives you a reward today. The other gives you a reward decades from now. And choosing the wrong one can quietly cost people hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Not because they invested badly, not because the stock market crashed, but because they misunderstood when the government gets access to their money. Most people think wealth is built by picking the right stocks. But one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make happens before you invest a single dollar. Where the money goes first. Today, we're breaking down the Roth IRA versus the 401k. Not with financial jargon, not with fake millionaire guru advice. We're using real math, real trade-offs, and the hidden difference that can completely change what retirement actually feels like. Because here's something most people don't realize. Two people can earn the same salary, invest the same amount, get the exact same market returns, and still retire with completely different lifestyles. One ends up with flexibility. The other spends retirement carefully calculating withdrawals and taxes. And once you understand why, retirement accounts stop feeling boring very quickly. Meet Marcus. He's 31 years old, makes about $72,000 a year, stable job, decent benefits, trying to be financially responsible. His employer offers a 401k, and Marcus contributes enough to get the company match. Beyond that, he hasn't thought much about retirement strategy. He's heard people online talk about Roth IRAs. He knows they're important, but like millions of Americans, retirement feels far away to him. Easy to delay, easy to figure out later. And that's exactly where the problem begins. Because retirement mistakes don't feel expensive in your 30s. They feel expensive in your 60s. Compounding doesn't just reward good decisions, it quietly punishes delayed ones too. Every year Marcus waits to optimize where his money goes, he loses years of growth that never come back. Not emotionally, mathematically. So let's open these accounts up and look at what they're actually doing. First, the 401k. A traditional 401k is an employer-sponsored retirement account, and its biggest advantage is simple: you contribute pre-tax money. So if Marcus earns $6,000 a month and contributes $600 into his 401k, that $600 goes into investments before income taxes are applied, which lowers his taxable income today. Smaller tax bill, more money invested up front, more breathing room in the present. And then there's the employer match. This is where the 401k becomes incredibly powerful. Let's say Marcus's company matches 50% of his contributions up to 6% of his salary. On a $72,000 salary, that's more than $2,000 per year of extra money added to his retirement account, just for participating. Think about how rare that is. Most investing involves risk. Employer matching is one of the few moments in finance where someone literally adds money to your account for making a responsible decision. Ignoring a good company match is basically refusing part of your compensation, and over decades, that small match can grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's the catch. The IRS is not being generous out of kindness. They're delaying the tax bill. Because with a traditional 401k, taxes don't disappear. They wait. Every dollar Marcus contributes, every dollar that grows, will eventually be taxed when he withdraws the money in retirement. The government is essentially saying, invest first, pay us later. And whether that's a great deal or a terrible one depends on one thing: what your future taxes look like. Now enter the Roth IRA. This account flips the entire system upside down. With a Roth IRA, Marcus contributes money that's already been taxed. No upfront deduction, no immediate tax break. At first glance, that feels worse. Why voluntarily pay taxes now? Because the reward comes later. Every investment gain, every dividend, every year of compound growth can eventually be withdrawn completely tax-free in retirement. Not tax-deferred, tax-free. And that difference becomes enormous over time. Let's run realistic numbers. Marcus decides to max out a Roth IRA every year starting at age 31. He invests consistently until age 66. Nothing fancy, just broad index funds averaging around 8% annual returns over the long run. By retirement, Marcus ends up with roughly $1.5 million. Now here's the important part. That money belongs entirely to him. If he follows the withdrawal rules correctly, the IRS does not take a percentage of every withdrawal later. And this is where most people finally realize what retirement planning actually is. It's not just portfolio building. It's future lifestyle design. Because a retirement account is not just an investment account. It's a decision about when the government gets access to your money. And that single decision can quietly shape your entire future. Now let's compare this to the traditional 401k. Same investing discipline, same contribution effort, same market returns. Another account grows to around $1.5 million. At first glance, both investors look equally successful. But they aren't living the same financial life. Because the Roth investor already paid taxes years earlier. The 401k investor still owes taxes on future withdrawals. And suddenly, the real question changes. It's no longer, how big is your portfolio? It's, how much of your retirement do you actually keep? Now imagine Marcus retires in roughly a 22% effective tax environment. Every withdrawal from the traditional 401k gets partially reduced by taxes. So even though the account balance says $1.5 million, the actual spendable value may feel much closer to around $1.2 million after taxes over time. And now the emotional difference becomes real. That difference could affect how early he retires, how often he travels, how much financial pressure he feels, how confidently he spends money later in life. This is why two people with the same portfolio balance can still experience completely different retirements. And honestly, this is the moment many people finally stop seeing taxes as boring. Because most people spend decades trying to grow their investments without realizing the government may eventually become their largest retirement partner. But before you declare the Roth IRA the obvious winner, there's another side to this. The traditional 401k has a major advantage that many people underestimate. Pre-tax investing allows more money to begin compounding immediately. If Marcus contributes $10,000 into a traditional 401k, the full $10,000 starts growing right away. But to invest that same $10,000 into a Roth-style account, Marcus first has to earn enough money to pay taxes before contributing. That difference matters. And over decades of compounding, it matters a lot. This is the core battle between these accounts. The traditional 401k usually works better when your tax rate today is higher than the tax rate you'll face in retirement. The Roth IRA usually works better when your current tax rate is lower than what you expect later in life. That's the entire game, and age changes this equation dramatically. Many people in their 20s and early 30s are still climbing their income ladder, meaning they're often in relatively lower tax brackets today. For those people, paying taxes now through a Roth IRA can be strategically smart. You're paying taxes while your income is smaller, instead of later when your earnings and investments may be much larger. But if someone is already earning a very high income today, the traditional 401k becomes far more attractive because the tax deduction now can be extremely valuable. This is why generic financial advice fails so many people. The best retirement strategy depends on your situation, not somebody else's. Now here's another twist many Americans don't discover until much later. Traditional 401ks come with something called required minimum distributions, or RMDs. Starting later in life, the government eventually forces withdrawals from traditional retirement accounts. Why? Because eventually, they want their tax revenue. So even if Marcus doesn't need the money yet, even if he'd prefer to let it continue compounding, mandatory withdrawals begin anyway. Roth IRAs work differently. For the original account owner, there are no required minimum distributions. That creates something incredibly valuable later in life: control, flexibility, the ability to decide when and how money gets withdrawn. And for families thinking about passing wealth to future generations, that flexibility becomes even more powerful. But the Roth IRA has another underrated advantage too: investment control. Most 401ks limit you to a menu chosen by your employer. Sometimes the options are great: low-cost index funds, strong diversification. Other times, high fees, weak fund options, quiet expenses slowly eating away at long-term returns, and tiny fees become massive over 30 years. A Roth IRA gives Marcus much more control. He chooses the brokerage. He chooses the investments. He decides how aggressive or conservative he wants to be. That flexibility has real value. So what should most people actually do? For a huge percentage of Americans, The smartest approach is surprisingly simple. First, contribute enough to your 401k to capture the full employer match. Always. That free money is too valuable to ignore. Second, if you qualify, begin building a Roth IRA, especially if you're younger and expect your income to rise over time. That tax-free growth can become incredibly powerful decades later. Then, third, return to the 401k and continue increasing contributions as your income grows. This creates something important: tax diversification. Some money taxable later, some money tax-free later. That flexibility can become extremely valuable during retirement planning. And then there's one final twist. Some employers now offer something called a Roth 401k, which combines features from both systems. You contribute after-tax money like a Roth IRA, but with the much larger contribution limits of a 401k. For higher earners expecting larger future taxes, this option can become very powerful. But again, the best retirement account isn't universal. It's personal. And honestly, that's why retirement planning feels frustrating for so many people. Everyone online wants a simple answer. But personal finance stops being personal the moment advice ignores your actual life. What matters is understanding the system well enough to make intentional decisions. Because most people don't fail financially from one catastrophic mistake. They fail quietly. Years of delaying investing, years of misunderstanding taxes, years of leaving money unoptimized. And then one day, they wake up much closer to retirement than they expected. That's the real danger. Not starting imperfectly, waiting indefinitely. Marcus isn't just one person. He's millions of Americans. People working hard, trying to make responsible decisions, but never fully taught how these systems actually work. And honestly, schools rarely explain this stuff properly. Most people are forced to figure it out alone, which is exactly why understanding retirement accounts matters so much. Because once you understand the rules, you stop moving through money blindly. You begin making strategic decisions instead of emotional ones. And over decades, those decisions quietly shape your entire future. The account you choose today may determine how much freedom you keep tomorrow. Not because of luck, not because of stock-picking genius, but because small financial decisions compound into completely different lives. If this video helped make these accounts finally feel understandable, let me know in the comments. And I'm curious, if you had to choose only one right now, would you pick the Roth IRA or the 401k? And why? I'd genuinely like to hear your reasoning. And if you want more videos breaking down investing, taxes, wealth building, and the financial systems quietly shaping people's lives, subscribe to the channel. Because the people who learn this stuff early often end up living very different lives later.